profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they are solitary, fleeing into the wilderness. In former time desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And now am I their song, yea, I am their byword. They abhor me, they flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face. Because he hath loosed my cord and afflicted me, they have also let loose the bridle before me. Upon my right hand the rise the youth. They push away my feet. They raise up against me the ways of their destruction. They mar my path. They set forward my calamity. They have no helper. They came up upon me as a wide breaking in of waters. In the desolation they rolled themselves upon me. Terrors are turned upon me. They pursued my soul as the wind, and my welfare passeth away as the cloud. And now my soul is poured out upon me. The days of affliction have taken hold on me. My bones are pierced in me, and in the night season of my sinews take no rest. By the great force of my diseases, my garment changed. It bindeth me about as a collar of my coat. He hath cast me into the mire, and I'm become like the dust and ashes. I cry unto thee, and thou dost not hear me. I stand up, and thou regardest me not. Thou art become cruel to me with thy strong hand. Thou opposest thyself against me. Thou liftest me up to the wind. Thou causest me to ride upon it, and dissolvest my substance. For I know that thou wilt bring me to death, into the house appointed for all living. Howbeit he will not stretch out his hand to the grave, though they cry in their destruction. Did not I weep for him that was in trouble, and was not my soul grieved for the poor? When I looked for the good, then evil came unto me. When I waited for light, there came darkness. My bowels boiled and rested not. The days of affliction prevented me. I went mourning without the sun. I stood up and I cried in the congregation. I am the brother to dragons and a companion to owls. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat. My harp also is turned to mourning, and my organ into the voice of them that weep. Job chapter 31, verse 1. I made a covenant with my eyes. Why then should I not think upon a maid? For what portion of God is there from above? And what inheritance of the Almighty from on high? Is not destruction to the wicked, and a strange punishment to the workers of iniquity? Doth he not see my ways and count all my steps? If I walk with vanity, or my foot hath hasted to deceit, let me be weighed even in the balance, that God may know mine integrity. If my step turned out of the way, and my heart walked after mine eyes, and if any blot hath cleaved to mine hands, then let me sow, and let another eat. Yea, let my offspring be rooted out. If mine heart hath been deceived by a woman, or if I have laid wait at my neighbor's door, then let my wife grind into another. And let the others bow down upon her. For this is an heinous crime, yea, it is iniquity to be punished by the judges. For it is the fire that consumeth to the destruction, and would root out all mine increase. If I did despise the cause of my manservant and my maidservant, when they contended with me, what then shall I do when God riseth up, and when he visiteth? What shall I answer him? Did not he made me in the womb make him? Did not he that made me in the womb make him? And did not one fashion us in the womb? If I withheld the poor from their desire, have caused the eyes of the widow to fail, or have eaten the morsel of myself alone, and the fatherless hath not eaten thereof. From my youth he was brought up with me as with the father. I have guided her from my mother's womb. I have seen any perish. If I have seen any perish with want clothing, or any poor without clothing, if his loins hath not blessed me, if it were not warm with the fleece of my sheep, if I have not lifted up my hand against the fatherless, when I saw my help in the gate, then let mine arm fall from my shoulder blade, and my arm be broken from the bone. For destruction from God was a terror to me, and by reason of his highness I could not endure. If I've made gold my hope, if I've said to find gold, thou art my confidence. If I rejoice because of my wealth was great, and because mine hand hath gotten much. If I beheld the sun when it shined, and the moon walking in the darkness, and my heart has secretly enticed, and my mouth has kissed my hand, this also were an iniquity to be punished by the judge. For I should have denied that God is above. If I rejoice at the destruction of him that hated me, or lifted up myself when evil found him. Neither have I suffered my mouth to sin by wishing a curse to his soul. If the men of my tabernacle said not, oh, that we had flesh, we cannot be satisfied. The stranger did not lodge in the street, but I opened my doors to the traveler. If I covered my transgressions as Adam by hiding my iniquity in my bosom, did I fear a great multitude, or did the contempt of families terrify me, that I kept silence and went not out of the door? Oh, that one would hear me. Behold, my desire is that the Almighty would answer me, and that mine adversary had written a book. Surely I would take it upon my shoulder, and bind it as a crown to me. I would declare unto him with the number of my steps. As a prince would I go near unto him, and my land would cry against me, and that the furrows likewise thereof complain. If I've eaten the fruit thereof without money, or caused the owners thereof to lose their life, let the thistles grow instead of wheat, and cockle instead of barley. The words of Job are ended. Job chapter 32, verse 1. So these three men ceased to answer Job, and because he was righteous in his own eyes. Then was kindled the wrath of Elihu, the son of Barachel the Buzite, of the kindred of Ram, against Job, and his wrath kindled because he justified himself rather than God. Also against his three friends was his wrath kindled because he had found no answer and yet condemned Job. Now Elihu waited till Job had spoken because they were elder than he. When Elihu saw that there was no answer in the mouth of these three men, then his wrath was kindled. And Elihu, the son of Barachel, the Buzite, answered and said, I am young, a year very old. Wherefore I was afraid and durst not show you mine opinion. I said, days should speak and multitude of years should teach wisdom. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment. Therefore I said, hearken to me, and I will show mine opinion. Behold, I waited for your words. I gave ear to your reasons while ye searched out what to say. Yea, I attended to your words, and behold, there was none of you that convinced Job or that answered his word. Lest ye should say, we have found out wisdom. God thrusteth him down, not man. Now he that directed his words against me, neither will I answer him with your speeches. They were amazed. They answered no more. They left off speaking. When I waited, for they spake not, but stood still and answered no more, I said, I will answer also my part. I will show mine opinion. Verse 18, for I am full of matter, the spirit within me constraineth me. Behold, my belly is wine which hath no vent. It is ready to burst like new bottles. I will speak that I may be refreshed. I will open my lips and answer. Let me not, I pray you, accept any man's person. Let me give flattering titles unto man. For I know not that flattering titles, in so doing, my maker would soon take me away. Job chapter 33, verse 1. Wherefore, Job, I pray thee, hear my speech and hearken to all my words. Behold, now I've opened my mouth, and my tongue has spoken my words. My words shall be of the righteousness, uprightness of my heart. My lips shall utter knowledge clearly. The Spirit of God hath made me, and the breath of the Almighty hath given me life. If thou can answer me, set thy words in order before me. Stand up. Behold, I am according to thy wish in God's stead. I am formed out of the clay. Behold, my terror shall not make thee afraid, neither shall my hand be heavy upon thee. Surely thou hast spoken in my hearing, and I have heard the voice of thy words, saying, I am clean without transgression. I am innocent, neither is there iniquity in me. Behold, he findeth occasion against me. He counteth me for his enemy. He putteth my feet in stocks. He marketh all my paths. Behold, in this thou art not just. I will answer thee that God is greater than man. Why dost thou strive against him? For he hath not given account of any of his matters. For God speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in the vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men and slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth up the ears of men and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw from man his purpose and hide pride from man. He keepeth back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword. He has chastised also with pain upon his bed, and the multitude of his bones with strong pain, so that his life abhorreth bread and his soul dainty meat. His flesh is consumed away, that it cannot be seen, and his bones that were seen stick out. Yea, his soul draweth near unto the grave, and his life to the destroyers. If there be a messenger with him, an interpreter, one among 1,000, to show unto man his uprightness, then he is gracious unto him, and saith, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found a ransom. His flesh shall be fresher than a child's. He shall return to the days of his youth. He shall pray unto God, and he will be favorable unto him, and he shall see his face with joy. For he shall render unto man his righteousness. He looketh upon men. If any say, I have sinned and perverted that which was right, and it profited me not, he will deliver his soul from going down to the pit, and his life shall see the light. Lo, all these things worketh God aforetime with man, to bring back his soul from the pit, to be enlightened with the light of the living. Mark well, O Job, hearken unto me. Hold thy peace, and I will speak. If thou hast anything to say, answer me. Speak, for I desire to justify thee. If not, hearken unto me. Hold thy peace, and I shall teach thee wisdom. Job chapter 34, verse 1. Furthermore, Elihu answered and said, hear my words, O ye wise men, and give ear unto me, ye that have knowledge. For the ear trieth words as the mouth tasteth meat. Let us choose to us judgment. Let us know among ourselves what is good. For Job has said, I am righteous, and God hath taken away my judgment. Should I lie against my right? My wound is incurable without transgression. What man is like Job, who drinketh up scorning like water, which goeth in company with the workers of iniquity, and walketh with wicked men? For he has said, it profiteth a man nothing that he should delight himself with God. Therefore hearken unto me, ye men of understanding. Far be it from God that he should do wickedness, and from the Almighty that he should commit iniquity. For the work of man shall he render unto him, and cause every man to find according to his ways. Yea, surely God will not do wickedly, neither will the Almighty pervert judgment. Who hath given him a charge over the earth? Who hath disposed the whole world? If he set his heart upon man, if he gather himself his spirit and his breath, all flesh shall perish together, and man shall turn again to dust. If now thou hast understanding, hear this. Hearken to the voice of my words. Shall even he hateth right govern, or wilt thou condemn him that is most just? Is it fit to say to a king, thou art wicked, and to princes, ye are ungodly? How much less to him that accepteth not the persons of princes, nor regardeth the rich more than the poor? For they are all the work of his hands. In a moment they shall die, and the people shall be troubled at midnight and pass away, and the mighty shall be taken away without hand. For his eyes are upon the ways of man, he seeth all his goings. There is no darkness nor shadow of death, where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves. For he will not lay upon man more than right, and he should enter into judgment with God. He shall break in pieces mighty men without number, and set others in their stead. Therefore he knoweth their works, and overturneth them in the night, so that they be destroyed. He striketh them as wicked men open the sight to others, because they turned back from him and would not consider any of his ways. So they caused the cry of the poor to come unto him, and he heareth the cry of the afflicted. When he giveth quietness, who can make trouble? When he hideth his face, who then can behold him? Whether it be done against a nation or against a man only, that the hypocrite reign not, lest the people should be ensnared. Surely it is meet to be said unto God, I have borne chastisement, I will offend any more. That which I shall not teach thou me. If I have done iniquity, I will do no more. Should it be according to thy mind, will he recompense it, whether thou refuse or whether thou choose, and not I? Therefore speak what thou knowest. Job has spoken without knowledge, and his words without wisdom. My desire is that Job may be tried unto the end because of his answers for wicked men. For he addeth rebellion unto his sin. He clappeth his hands among us, and multiplieth his words against God. Wow. Job chapter 35, verse 1. Elihu spoke moreover and said, Thinkest thou this to be right, that thou said, My righteousness is more than God's? For thou said, What advantage will it be unto thee? And what profit shall I have if I be cleansed from my sin? I will answer thee, and thy companions with thee. Look unto the heavens and see, and behold, the clouds are higher than thou. If thou sinnest, what dost thou against him? Or if thy transgressions be multiplied, what dost thou unto him? If thou be righteous, what givest thou unto him? Or what receiveth he of thine hand? Thy wickedness may hurt as a man thou art, and thy righteousness may profit the Son of Man. By reason of the multitude of oppressions, they make the oppressed to cry. They cry out by reason of the arm of the mighty. Verse 10, But none saith, Where is God thy maker, who giveth songs in the night, who teaches us more than the beasts of the earth, and maketh us wiser than the fowls of the heaven? That there they cry, but none giveth answer, because of the pride of evil men. Surely God will not hear vanity, neither will the Almighty regard it. Although thou sayest thou shalt not see him, yet judgment is before him. Therefore trust thou in him. But now, because it is not so, he has visited in his anger, yet he knoweth not in great extremity. Therefore does Job open his mouth in vain. He multiplieth words without knowledge.